Now, in 2004, Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet made a film called Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. It won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It was indeed a highly imaginative plot, where basically Kate Winslet took a tablet and wiped Jim Carrey out of her mind. Well, you know how you'd want to do that if you'd ever been involved closely with Jim Carrey. And she was formerly with him in the film, took the tablet, and he no longer existed. Her bad memories had been erased. Marie France Marin is the lead author into the research into a new tablet that can do just that. It can wipe out bad memories. Maria, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Tell us about this medical breakthrough, would you?
Yes. In fact, what we found is that when you retrieve a memory, the memory becomes unstable once again, and it is possible to impact or to modulate this memory trace in a long-lasting manner. So this theory has emerged at the beginning of the year 2000 with animal studies, and it has challenged the field because for a very long time we thought that memories were stable. So once they were acquired and stabilized within the brain, it was impossible for us to change them. Now with this research, what we show is that if you lower cortisol level, which is a stress hormone that we all have in circulation in our bodies, if you lower this level of hormone at the time of recalling an event, this will decrease the memory for the negative part only of the event, leaving the neutral memories unaffected. What was really surprising is that 4 days after that, once the drug has cleared out from the body, the effect was still present. So the group who had received the medication 4 days earlier still had a lower memory performance, although the drug was not anymore in their body. So it means that we were able to change the memory only for the negative part in a long-lasting manner.
Well, that's absolutely extraordinary. It sounds almost like a Hollywood movie, and as I've just explained, it kind of is like a Hollywood movie. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, we have to be careful here. There's a lot of nuance that needs to be taken into consideration. So, for example, in that movie, it was a complete erasure of the memory. In our case, we don't pretend to erase memories. We pretend what we've shown is that we have the capacity to decrease or to attenuate negative memories. The memories are still there. They're just less emotional or less charged. So there's a big difference there. And in our case also, the neutral memories were unaffected. So everything that is there to contextualize the memory is still present. So all the neutral information are there. So I mean, there are differences with the movie. Obviously, a movie is there to for show, and the research is there to do scientific stuff.
Of course, but
there is a nice parallel, yeah.
What would be the practical application of this, then? Who would be treated, and what kind of problems could it solve?
Yeah, well, we tested the study for now in healthy people, really to understand the mechanism, what's going on in the brain. Obviously, with the results that we have obtained, we see nice parallel. We think that could be applied, for example, to post-traumatic stress disorder victims, because these people have traumatic memories that prevent them from living a normal life. Obviously, therapy is still very important for these people, but for some of them, it doesn't seem to be optimal, or it seems to be difficult to get into therapy. So for these people, we suggest that it might be a good idea to lower the cortisol level at the time of therapy, and this could eventually decrease their memory trace and allow them to start a therapeutic process through the therapy. So it's very important to mention that it's only eventually to be applied in the case of extreme bad memories, and not I'm having a bad day, I had a breakup, I'm going to take this and everything will be fine. Memories are essential to define who we are, and they define who we are, and emotions are also important. It's important to be able to go through negative emotion. It's really when it gets to a point where it prevents you from living a normal life, basically, that we think it could be very interesting for those people.
Well, indeed. Marie France Marin. I could have listened to her all night. but then I like French accents. Maria, thanks very much for joining us and talking about, fact which almost sounds like fiction. Very, very interesting indeed.